Good morning, everyone. This is Dark Spear, Kingdom 97. So I debated whether or not to make this video for a long time. What I wanted to do was a basic castle setup situation, how mine is. I didn't really want to give too much of my setup away because, well, it kind of gives me an advantage. I'm not a massive spender or an elite player by any means, so I just do what I can with what I got. That being said, I am a defensive player. I am able to take some pretty strong rallies and win, so I'll go ahead and give out some of my tricks and tips for my setup now. So, starting with the Magic House. Let's see here. This new civilization has my stuff in different situation. Okay, so with the Magic House, because I'm more of a defensive focused player, I have primary magic as fire and secondary magic as wind. The reason for that, the reason that I have fire as my primary magic as a defensive player is because of this, the critical rate plus critical damage. I have that in redundant layers elsewhere, I'll show you. But my critical rate here on Bloodlust Fire level 5 is 1.6 with 90% critical damage. So I have that as my primary magic, and that works with my wonder. My Civilization Wonder I have set up like so, which I actually want to do some changing. Get rid of this green. So a little side note here. Um, this soul sacrifice gives you green soul magic, which allows you to open up these skills in the wonder. So in order to use less of the green soul magic to open up the wonders, what you do is you start here, open up the skill, then stop, and then go to the next color. So that's the only reason I have some green opened, is because I wanted to open up the tree. Other than that, I've pretty much focused on orange for damage, blue for damage reduction, and then this going with my magic. I have my magic house working with my wonder skills in this way. Because I use fire as primary, it focuses on critical attack plus critical damage. So doing that, I've gone into my wonder and focused on my critical rate and damage as well, kind of for redundancy. So I have my rates I'm working on now. I started with my damages, so 100% on my critical damages, except for siege, obviously. So infantry, cavalry, and archer critical damage I have at 100%. And then I worked on my rates. So I got an extra 5% critical rate for my cavalry here that works with my fire magic. I'm working on my archer that works with my fire magic. And I actually added a couple points here in siege because I defend. So when I defend, I use all my troops. When I attack with just my attack units that I send to a rally. So because I attack more, I wanted to strengthen all of my units. My siege, my archer, my infantry, and my cavalry. So that's my magic. That's my, let's see, my wonder, my magic house. My dragons, I've pretty much focused on just the dragons that I use for defending with a couple of the older original attack dragons. So for attack, I garrison my Scartha and I send my blue dragon. That because the blue dragon's kind of a cavalry based attack, plus it gives me the ability to use my wounded skill, so my attack can get all wounded instead of losses. My skills here, I've switched out some of them. Actually, it looks like I've only switched out one on my cavalry. So the first one I added cavalry health, orange, to my Scartha. My blue dragon, because it's strictly an offensive dragon, I've switched out a couple of skills to offensive damage reduction, orange and purple. And then I went ahead and added an all soldier attack 3-star to my blue. But that's a purple skill. So my defensive dragons are more of what I have put more of my more valuable skills into. This is my primary defense dragon, my Fire Eagle. So there's been a lot of question on whether or not these skills here, these skills right here, defensive damage taken and defensive damage, there's been a lot of question on whether or not those take effect defending against solo attacks and rally attacks because of the wording. The non-rally wording there kind of confuses people, but it's just worded weird. Those skills take effect defending your castle against solo attacks and rally attacks. It doesn't matter, both. But it's just worded weird. So this is actually, the Fire Eagle is actually one of the better dragons for defending. It's, in my opinion, the best. But people still use the red. So the red's better when you're reinforcing, sending to the portal, sending to the palace, and KVK, mineral vein, stuff like that. I still have mine kind of set up. I still send this as my primary portal dragon, palace dragon, throne dragon, and reinforcement dragon. I did want to switch out this hospital capacity skill now that I'm off of my red dragon as my primary defense dragon. So troop layers, because I'm a defensive minded player, I've shown you dragons, magic house. Here, I'll go ahead and show you my number 2 defensive setup. So my number 2 defensive setup, I have smite, my 38 glass, which I'll show you in a second, I have set for defense, and my Fire Eagle. Dragon word for defending. Not everybody's going to have smite. Smite's kind of a harder word to get. It's a level 8. So smite is ideal. Of course, the most ideal is God above, which not a lot of people probably have that word. But smite, a good amount of people might have that. So smite is my preferred defense word. If you don't have smite, a lot of people will use fortification, which is a good one. Before I got fortification, or before I got smite, I actually preferred to use sharp deterrence for castle defense, for my own defense, just because it gives you the HP. So all your units get an extra 10% HP. So I was using sharp deterrence with red dragon as my main defensive setup, but now I am using smite and the new dragon. Also, yeah, so civilization for a defensive player The new civilization's obviously the better civilization. It's got the defensive stats. This non-rally wording, it's in a lot of stuff. It's it's poorly worded. It When you're talking about your own personal castle defense, it doesn't mean anything because all this stuff takes effect when you're defending rallies or solo attacks on your own personal castle. So my dragon word, what I've got, or dragon stone, I have my 38 I set up. A lot of people use their 38 for an offensive glass because it, it, um, the magic charge can go higher with offensive damage. But to me, in my opinion, unless you're a top tier spender and player, you're wasting your money on offensive. So you're not going to be able to burn the high level people in KVK and Mineral Vein unless you're a top level spender. So more of us regular humans should focus on defense. Being able to survive being hit by a top level spender is more of a value. So I have spun my 38 glass to defensive set, defensive damage taken, and all units HP. As a defender, the all units HP is preferred. I have seen people gain some success switching out that all units HP for all units damage, and damage is kind of hard to get. So I mean that is a good trade off. I just went ahead and went with HP myself. Uh, so that's that. Now, as far as troop layering, we just had Mineral Vein, so my layers aren't exactly what they should be. I use Holy Shield on my wall as my wall defender. And I just, for wall defense, me personally, I just use Archangel equipment, all 4 pieces. I know some people had used Brutal Gladiator or there's infantry only sets, but to me, if you're not an infantry only castle, balance is always better because archer and siege are good defensive units when they're strengthened. It's what people run into trouble is when their siege stats are very low or their archer stats are very low, and then they're attacked, and those units just die in droves. So I prefer balance. As far as array, personally, I have focused on 1 array, not 2. So I put all my effort into this array, which is the Roman shield square. So the Roman shield square is the one that I traditionally have on for defending. I just have it off right now because it's Mineral Vein, so I use it to attack during Mineral Vein. But any live fire situation where I could be attacked at any time for Mineral Vein or KVK, I have my Roman shield square equipped at all time. Troop formation. So defending, I stay at a 290 to 310 million power at all times. I see people burning at 1 billion power from rally attacks. Troop power is what it is, but it does help in a way. But for me, stats and setup are going to save your ass way more than just having a whole bunch of troops. So how I've set it up is because 100,000 is the magic number with the armaments. I've tried to build my armament units up 100,000 at a time, both types, Razor and Tough, and I've gone through and pretty much done 100,000 of each of the armament types or more of each unit. But layers, what people don't understand about the layers is each type of unit is lined up in a specific spot on the battlefield board. So all of your shield soldiers will line up in the same spot. Your T12s, your T10s, your T7s, your T6s, all those line up in the same spot. In a separate spot, all of your pikemen line up. So, that being said, when the battle's being waged, your different spots on the board are attacked by different units. Each unit has a strength and a weakness. So when your units are lined up and you only have, say, T12s in a specific spot, or say you don't have any pikemen except for T11s, you're going to take all of your hit and attack and damage on your high level units. So if you don't want all your high level pikemen to die, you need a bunch of low level pikemen in that spot with them. So the low level pikemen will absorb the damage, and then you'll only lose low levels and not high levels. So I've pretty much layered all my units like that. In that way, I do, because I have T12s. The T12, these are mobile archer. So all my mobile archer line up in the same spot. Each unit type has a ranged unit and a melee unit. Melee just means up close. Ranged means ranged, obviously. So T12s are a ranged cavalry. T13s are a melee cavalry. So you want layers of both ranged and melee cavalry to help protect your high leveled units. So I went ahead and built some of each level layers. So when I'm attacked, I'm going to lose these low level units first. Right now I'm working on my Delphire. As you can see, you want layers. I am lacking my siege layers right now. So that's my next project. But each unit type, you'll want some layers to protect your high quality units. So I will go ahead and show some battle reports from some of my defenses. And we did Dragon campaign, so I have a bunch of garbage battle reports real quick. Let's see. Oh, and then it looks like Ancient Battlefield. So, Ancient Battlefield and Dragon campaign, filling my mailbox. I wanted to open one battle report and do an analysis. Okay, so looks like I must have had a pretty active ancient battle. Okay. Okay, so here's a battle report from last KVK. I'll just explain some of these layers. So this guy wasn't that strong. I'll show you a little bit stronger guy that hit me. Okay, so this guy was pretty strong. I mean, if you look at his stats, 527 HP, 1469 cavalry attack, offensive damage 229, offensive damage reduction 177. So this guy looks pretty strong, right? He hit me pretty hard. You can see I got some losses, but the way my layers are set up, I'm designed to slough off, some losses from big hits, because of, like, going back to what I said about layers. each type of unit lines up in a specific place. That's why you need low-level units in every place, so they take the bulk of the hit on your low-level units. So doing that, I gladly took a hit and lost 2 million troops, because those 2 million losses were insignificant troops. They were easy to replace. So we'll go ahead and look inside this battle report at some of the things he hit me with. So he sent some paladins. You can see that. Level 50s, level 55, level 60 trial. He's got some strong paladins. He's got some pretty strong pikemen, level 11s, 50s, and 250 skills. A couple 50 skills on his level 10 calves. Maxed out, level 3 skill maxed out griffins, level 75s as high as those go. So he's a pretty strong guy. Level 50 on 3 skills of his T11 cavalry. This guy's been enhanced really well. He's probably been king for quite a while. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and look at what I defended with. Okay. So in this report, you can see what I defended with. Now you remember my losses were 2.9 million losses, right? That looked like it hurt. But if you look right here, level 1s, 526,000 of those losses were level 1 swordsmen. Another 520,000 were level 2 swordsmen. So right there, 1,040,000 of those losses, half of my losses, were level 1 and level 2 swordsmen. And then another 400,000, 480,000, I believe those are level 4s. So you can see my shield swordsman layer took the bulk of the losses. Those are really easy to replace, way easier to replace than T12s. And you see I lost none of my T12s. Very few T10s even got wounded. That's how those layers work. They protect your high quality units. They die while your high quality units live. So another thing I wanted to show is, while defending, everybody was trying to get off the archer bandwagon or whatever. But while defending, archers are actually a very strong unit. So in defense, crossbow type archers, those are your defensive archers. So you want not only T11s, but you want bowmen are traditionally an attack archer, so they don't get a whole lot of kills, but you need a little bit of those. But defending, you definitely want crossbow. So your crossbow, those attack infantry. So all these guys running around attacking you with paladin and pikemen, they're going to get their butts whooped by strong crossbowmen. You need crossbowmen in your castle to defend. And not only T11s, you need the lower level crossbowmen to help protect these guys. So those take the hit rather than your high quality ones. See, I lost 90,000 level 3s, 300,000 level 4s. So there again, you see my losses aren't high quality units. They're low level troops that sloughed off from the hit. But even though I lost them, I killed the entire rally of high quality units. They didn't attack me with level 2s and 3s. They attacked me with level 13s, level 12s, level 11s. So I gained a significant point advantage from this rally in KVK. So that's going to go ahead and conclude my little video. I'm not an elite player by any means. I'm no expert, but I do what I can with what I can. I was hesitant to show this little video because I didn't really want to open up and show my setup to very many people. But I've I just got kind of pushed into it. A lot of people ask me questions about how I'm only a Lord level 51 and my stats aren't that great, but I take some pretty powerful hits and live at a pretty lowish power level. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike the video, go ahead and thumb it down. But just do us all a favor. If you thumb down any of my videos, go ahead and write in the comment box what you disliked. I'll see if I can clean anything up, correct anything, fix anything. If you just disliked it because you don't like me, hey, that's cool. Just put that in there. Let me know. Subscribe to my channel if you like what you see, and if you'd like a little more hints, tips, suggestions, you like the music, just let me know. Leave comments below, and that's about it. So everybody have a Merry Christmas. This is Darkspear with Kingdom 97 again. Mahalo.